world to have all of my friends that I've met on the campaign trail, friends I've known for a very long time, and even new friends. So I really appreciate that. I want to take time to thank the hostess. Without this would not be possible. This is her lovely home. So thank you, Sean Ali, for that. And thank you, Mommy Soro, for everything you do and everyone you've invited. It really means the world to me. So to piggyback off what Brian said, we need unity in the community now more than ever. This will be the fight of our lives. We saw what happened in the last election. Sometimes we don't win the election because people vote for somebody else, but we lose the election because people don't vote. Many local elections, people do not vote. And if you think about it, the lower down on the ballot it is, the closer to you and the more it affects you. So the high races are absolutely important, but as you go down the ballot and get to the last page or the second to last page of the ballot, those are the races that impact you every single day. Those are your tax assessor collectors, those are your county judges, those are your county courts, and of course, your commissioner precinct 4. I am the last race next to the Democratic Party chair that you'll see on your ballot. Luckily in Fort Bend County, there's only 2 pages. So it's not like Harris where you have 10 pages, it's only 2 pages. So make sure you go all the way down because again, these are the races that affect you. I am Brittanye Morris. I'm a former district court judge, I'm an attorney, and I'm a local business owner. I own a title company right here at Sugar Land. So I pay taxes here, I live here, and I am a part of the community. I've been doing the work, I've been active in the community. The platforms in which I am running on are things that affect you every day. The biggest one that you will hear from all commissioners is infrastructure. And of course, we need that. Fort Bend County is not only the most diverse county, but it is the county that is growing at exponential rates. And while that is amazing, our infrastructure was not built for such rapid growth. So because of that, you have a lot of areas, especially the older areas, that are flooding, and that is not acceptable. You should not lose your house or a paycheck because you can't get to work because of the flooding. We need to remedy that. In addition, we have sidewalks where our children are walking to school or coming from school that are chipped, that are broken. This impacts our children's safety. So we need to make sure that the county commissioner is there and fixing those. In neighborhoods, you see markings that are faded or not there. That is a hazard to public safety. That is a safety hazard altogether. That is what your commissioner should fix. If you don't know what a commissioner is, that is the manager of your precinct or a certain territory that has been geographically assigned by the commissioner's court. So they're the people that are responsible for the money allocation to your area, to making sure the money that comes from commissioner's court goes to the areas that it's assigned to. So that is very important. Another thing that the commissioner does is implement policies for that particular precinct. If you've been in Fort Bend County for any amount of time, Precinct 4 was the largest precinct. After the redistricting and gerrymandering, dare I say it, this is now the smallest precinct. So about 3/4 of Precinct 4 has been taken away and divided between 1 and 3. Voices of people that look like you and I have been diluted. So this is the time we need someone to stand up and fight for those people who are in Precinct 4. There are so many things I want to champion. One of those is animal rights, animal welfare. There are lots of animals that need spayed and neutering. The county has a policy. It is currently on hold, but money has been allocated. We need to make sure the money that has been allocated goes towards what it's allocated for. So, and people, especially those of lower income and those who are senior citizens over 65 who really have a heart for animals, they are taking care of these animals on their own. They deserve to be reimbursed, but beyond that, the county has to do its job. They're members of our community just like everybody else. Another thing that I champion is bringing a county hospital to Fort Bend County. Fort Bend County does not have a county hospital. Fort Bend County does not have a level 1 trauma center. So when seconds or moments matter to save someone's life, we don't have the resources right here in our own backyard. They have to travel to Bentob in Houston to save their lives. We need that. Not only would a county hospital bring more jobs to this area, it also helps the lower income people who are underinsured or they don't, not insured at all. So we can have a program very similar to the Gold Card program to where our county will take care of its citizens. That is what we are meant to do. As public officials, elected officials, we are servants of the community. They entrust us by voting for us and giving us their voice at that ballot box. So we need to make sure that we show up and we represent them in the best way that we can. If you've been watching the news, there's a lot of animus on Commissioner's Court, but that's not what we're sent there to do. We're sent there to advocate for the people. We're sent there to be a voice for the voiceless. We are sent there to raise our voice and make sure our community and our constituents are represented when they can't speak for themselves. And so that is what I plan on doing. As Commissioner of Precinct 4, I will be the voice of the voiceless in Precinct 4. I will be the voice of anybody in Fort Bend County, to tell you the truth, but Precinct 4, they will know how to reach me, they will know how to get in contact, and other things I want to champion as well is language accessibility. So when you're getting in contact with me, there will always be a member of my staff that speaks your language, whether that's Spanish, whether it's Urdu, whether it's Arabic, whatever it may be, we will have people there that speak your language, so that way you can feel comfortable and articulate whatever your concern and your problem is. We will also make sure we respond. The biggest things I've heard from people when I've been door walking or block walking is people don't respond. They call the Commissioner's Court or they call the commissioner and they don't respond. So we need to make sure we respond to our constituents. We do not want them to feel that we have left them behind. So responding to people's concerns and complaints, that is what I want to do. I want to ensure we have a town hall in person and virtually for those who cannot make it. I need to know what your concerns are. On day one, I'm going to hit the ground running. I want to do an audit of the budget to see where we can save money, where we can put the extra money into other resource programs. I went to a senior living facility the other day, and the biggest complaint is senior citizens who are on Social Security. They're barely affording their apartments. They're having a hard time. They need food, and some of them don't feel comfortable going to food banks. And I know Fort Bend County is robust and it's growing, and a lot of us are doing well, and that's amazing. But we cannot forget about the least of us who are doing as well, who are on fixed incomes, who need our help. So maybe with a little bit of extra money we're able to find when we do this audit, maybe we can do a pop-up in the Four Corners area. Maybe we can do a food pantry where we can make sure our senior citizens, those who have paid their taxes, given to this community, raised their children, sometimes even grandchildren, giving them a little bit of food isn't too much that they can count on their local government. So there's so many things I want to do. There's so many things I plan on doing. So if you elect me, I will hit the ground running. And those of you who are not familiar with primaries, I want to make this abundantly clear. When you go to the voting poll, they will ask you, do you want the Democrat or Republican ballot? It does not matter how you've previously voted. In this election, this is the election of our lives. You need a Democrat ballot. And when you get that ballot, make sure you go all the way to the bottom. I am the second to last race on there for Precinct 4 Commissioner. So please make sure you fill that out. And last but certainly not least, none of this is possible without funding. So I appreciate if you can scan the QR code on the literature you see on the tables, on the counter, and donate what's in your heart. Please, every dollar I will be accountable for. If you don't know, these are all publicly reported, so you can see where every dollar goes to. I am trying to win this race. It is a crowded field, and I need resources. We are starting early voting February 17th. So please tell a friend to tell a friend. Early voting is February 17th through February 27th. I will have poll workers out there catching the last bit of people. People do not know who to vote for sometimes if they're not politically inclined or civically active. So I need to make sure that is the last touch point before they go in there and vote, to make sure that they vote for Brittanye Morris, Precinct 4 Commissioner. Thank you so much for coming out, and I appreciate it.
How are we going to do this?